Welcome back to Photo Finds. My name is Mikey. I'm going to be your host for this episode. We're going to start off really quick at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Haven't been there in a while, so this billboard in the parking lot is kind of new to me. It's a Small World, the animated series. I looked it up, and it came out of November last year, so it's about 4 months old. It has about 9 or 10 episodes out right now. You can find it on YouTube or just Google. It's a Small World, the animated series, and you can find it on the official Disney website. Also, in the park, new to me, might not be new to you, right near the Maleficent billboard, right near Pixar Place, across from the Captain Jack Sparrow experience, is this new coffee window. It's got coffee, espresso, pastries, all that kind of stuff. It says that it's sponsored by Joffrey's, which is interesting because there's a Starbucks being built, or they're renovating, starring roles into being the new Starbucks of Disney's Hollywood Studios. So I found this coffee stand to be a little interesting, but I guess with the elimination of legacy fast passes, are there going to be the same amount of people running towards Toy Story Midway Mania first thing in the morning? I don't know. This coffee stand it's a little off to me. But anyway, after that I went over to Epcot all on the same day. As soon as you walk in past Spaceship Earth, in that where the tip board is, there's the new FastPass Plus kiosks where you can make your FastPass Plus reservations for the day. As you can see in this photo, it's a pretty long line right there. There's a lot of people. It doesn't move very fast because it's a new thing, and a lot of people are getting used to how to set it up. But if you keep walking and make the right, kind of where the Starbucks is, and you keep going down that corridor, adjacent to the character meet and greet, there's another FastPass Plus kiosk distribution area, and it's hard to tell in this photo because the people in the foreground, it looks like they're waiting, but there's actually nobody in the queue, and there's an open kiosk right there, and it would be a much better experience to go to this area as opposed to the first one. So when you go to the parks, usually the first FastPass Plus area would be the most busiest, so ask the cast member where there would be another FastPass Plus kiosk area to make your reservations at. We went into World Showcase, and we were surprised to see that the gates into World Showplace were opened. We looked in and saw a ton of characters doing meet and greets and taking photos, and when I saw this, it kind of clicked in my head that I read something on Twitter about something called Character Palooza, and I thought this had to have been it. So there was Stitch, Rafiki, Daisy, Goofy, Pluto, Donald, Chippendale, and of course Mickey and Minnie. Now when we went in, we were one of the last families allowed in, and they actually closed the gates right behind us, and you could only leave through that door all the way to the left. So the first character we encountered when we walked in was Daisy. When I got the idea that they were about to wrap it up, we beelined it all the way into the back, and we were the last people to be allowed to meet and greet with Mickey Mouse. So that's kind of cool. Here's a photo looking back towards to the entrance of where we walked in, and you could see all the other people saying their goodbyes to the characters because they were about to go inside. We walked over to the American Adventure to see the Flower Power concert series lineup has been posted outside. Here you go. And then we went over to the Magic Kingdom really quick, and I just wanted to show you again the FastPass Plus distribution area in Tomorrowland is probably one of the first ones you'll encounter in the park, and as you can see, it's very crowded, long lines, slow moving lines, so always ask the cast member where you might be able to find another FastPass Plus area. This wall over here is where the old Legacy FastPass distribution was by Buzz Lightyear, so I don't know if they're going to put another FastPass Plus area right across from the one that I just showed you. I'm really behind in my rumors, but I just took a photo of this wall because I like taking photos of construction walls. And then I was done with Disney for the day, and we are heading east to go to the Universal Orlando Resort. When you first enter CityWalk, on the right-hand side, you see the mini golf course. They've been refreshing up the big green alien. As you can see here, they completely painted him over, and then they slowly put the spots back on him. And as of right now, he is completely respotted, nicely, freshly painted, shiny, and new. Over here on the left, when you walk in, you have the new Starbucks being built, and this door is actually for the new Cold Stone. This picture is taken from the down escalator coming from the second level of CityWalk. And this is pretty much the old endangered species entrance. You probably heard already that the new Mexican restaurant in CityWalk, Antojitos, has opened. Here I have a photo of them installing the new sign, and here it is ready to go. They also installed their weather vane, which is a dude wearing a sombrero riding a bicycle, which I think is pretty awesome. It's a very big weather vane. You could see it from the streets outside of the resort, and you could see it from all over CityWalk. Also, they brought in this bus, parked it out front, and it doesn't look like it's ever going to move anywhere. I didn't really think anything of it when they first installed it, but a couple days later, lo and behold, it is actually a bar. It has a very limited menu with a couple of Antojitos signature drinks. Here's the menu. And I'm told that the bus is only going to be open during busier hours or during the summer when it's really nice out. Antojitos opens at 5 p.m. and I'm told that there's no plans to have the bus opened when the restaurant itself is not open. Keeping it in CityWalk, my very last photo for CityWalk is this construction wall in front of Margaritaville. It says, "The porch is open, pardon our stand while we expand." I would imagine that you could sit on the other side of that wall. I don't know if there's any artwork on the actual wall itself. We're now going to head into Universal Studios Florida, where this past Saturday they kicked off their Mardi Gras celebration with Chris Daughtry. This photo was taken at 11 a.m. when Chris Daughtry was going to play that night at 8 p.m. You could see there's already 8 or 9 people standing in line. So if you're planning on going to any Mardi Gras shows, anticipate that the act is probably going to have a couple of their diehard fans to be first in line. So unless you want to be right up against the stage, the park opens at 9. Just saying. Here they are testing the lights at the stage. And kind of similar to the Christmas parade, the Macy's Christmas celebration, they have the characters that are going to be in the Mardi Gras parade come out a little bit beforehand to take photos and walk through the park. They were coming out kind of by the restrooms where Twister is, the restrooms that share the building with Twister, and they walked past Terminator, the horror makeup show, and the parade takes off from those gates right there where it says Esoteric Pictures. But this was around 5 p.m. I believe the parade starts at 7. So if you're lucky enough, if you're hanging around the streets, you could see the characters walking through. This is the French Quarter courtyard. That's where they have all their food tents set up. There's also a small stage in the back for a band to play. Here's a short vine that I posted this week. And something else that they added for Mardi Gras, this is just outside the kid zone. You can see to the left they have the test your strength, ring the bell game, other kind of games where you can win little minions and whatnot, but it's obviously Mardi Gras themed. I don't know if it's opened all the time or if it's only open when Mardi Gras is there, but I think it's specifically for kids, although I did see an older gentleman wailing on that strength test thing. Some other decorations in the park. This is by Terminator 2. You can see the obvious signage there, but something that's really neat is if you look at the street lights, they alternate from purple, green, and yellow all the way down the street, which is a nice touch. And there's also other little Mardi Gras style decorations throughout the park. If you could see behind these guys, they have the trimmings of the Monster Cafe Express area there to look very Mardi Gras-ish. Now we're going to talk about something that I like to feature on every episode of Photo Finds that I'm going to do, and that's something I affectionately like to call Potterwatch, or should I say #Potterwatch. And that's when I go into Islands of Adventure and Universal and take photos of the progress of the new Wizarding World of Harry Potter things that are being built right now. But before we get to actual construction, this is something that I've never seen before, and it's an interactive Marauders map, and this was found at the main store, the main Islands of Adventure store in Port of Entry, where they have all their basic theme park merchandise, sweatshirts, and all that kind of stuff. But the team members had this out, and they were playing with the guests with it, and it comes with a wand, and it looks like you would tap the top of the map, and the character icon is up there, and then you would see the character walking along the map. Now obviously this is for entertainment purposes, and you're not going to see where Rupert Grint or Emma Watson or any of these people are in real life, but it's for fun and it looks really cool. It looks exactly how it is in the movies. Here are the team members playing with the guests, and that's their very Ollivander's Express behind them. Well, here's the Marauders map, all packaged up. I believe the retail is around $60, but if you want to think about it, I don't know how cool the wand is, but wands themselves are about 25, 35 bucks. So take that for what it's worth. Let's go all the way in the back, right through Lost Continent, right before you get to the entrance of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. This is to the right. This is going to be the South Station, where the Hogwarts Express is going to come in. If you go back by the Voyage of Sinbad, you can see this structure here. That spire is brand new, that red spire, and also they've added a weather vane to that as well. Now let's head back over to Universal Studios Orlando to the Diagon Alley construction area, where you can see here they have removed the queue chains from the peak windows. And this is the San Francisco side peak window, and if we look in, this is actually from a couple, I'd say from last week. You can see they installed this Wyndham sign right to the right of the Leicester Square station. Leicester? All the people from the United Kingdom were saying that all us Yankees are going to pronounce this wrong, or we're finally going to learn how to pronounce it correctly, but whatever that train station is, this is to the right of it. And then recently they've removed all the letters except for two. It looks like the D and the H, and they've covered them up. And it looks like almost as if they spray painted the W onto the building in red spray paint, kind of as a marker. So I don't know if they're redoing the letters or what's going on there. And this is from the right side peak window, which I like to call the Fear Factor peak window. The chains have actually been removed from there as well. This photo is from a little late last week. You could see this is supposed to be number 12 Grimmauld Place, which is the ancestral home of the Black family. You know, Sirius Black was Harry Potter's godfather and good friends with Harry's father. You can see the dumpsters are in front, and then recently the dumpsters have been removed, and it looks like they're almost ready to pave the actual streets and the roads in front of it. Here's another shot from the Fear Factor peak window of just the general area. Grimmauld Place from a little ways back. That's the construction wall in front. And then if you kind of go between the Diagon Alley construction and Fear Factor, you can get this view of more things being built back there. That's behind of Diagon Alley, so that's probably the back of Ollivander's if I had to make a guess of it. Something else that I've been following the progress of is the Orlando Eye, and all these photos have been taken from Universal Boulevard, which runs parallel to I Drive. The Orlando Eye is supposed to be something similar to the London Eye, which is pretty much a big Ferris wheel. It's a big observation wheel. So these photos started probably back around the end of December, beginning of January, all the way up until a couple days ago. And I don't really know much about it, but if I had to guess, it looks like they're pretty much done building the structure, and they just pretty much need to start building the actual wheel itself. Just about wraps it up for me. Thanks for sticking with me. This is my first attempt at photo finds. I will find my groove, and I will stop with all the ums, hems, and awkward pauses, and I will bring you more from Walt Disney World as well the next time. And thank you so much, and we'll see you real soon.